What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about some more super overstability, the Axiom Fireball. Now, I had been interested in this disc, but I never had a chance to really get my hands on one. Now that I have one, I have a couple other discs. I have brought out the Splice, the Discmania Splice. It has a very, I don't know if you can see that, has a very similar profile to the Splice, and the Splice is marketed as 9304. Fireball is 93.5, 3.5. So realistically speaking, probably very similar. And then I also brought out my Captain's Raptor, the disc that I am bagging in the slot for this year, but I am interested in how the Fireball flies, because I mean, if you're going to have a disc and you're going to be a redhead, having a Fireball, it's kind of a fun disc to have. I am here at the mid pad for hole 12 at Lake Julian. I'm going to be throwing these on the forehand. My normal forehand line from this pad, which is not everyone else's normal forehand line, and I'll show you in a minute. First, I'm going to go Captain's Raptor, Splice, and then the Fireball. Real and forehand right here, warm them up. Now most people's play, hit it right there, straight ahead, let it fade. I don't have that much power on a forehand, so I'm better off punching this gap and turning it and letting it flex back. I'm more likely to get distance down the fairway, and the amount of times that I'm throwing discs in the woods, I'm not scared of throwing it at a gap. Yep, that was way too high. Splice. That's the gap. Now the Fireball. Oh. On to the next hole. Picked them up. They were all in the rough. I'm going to be throwing these on the open hyzer line. Same order as last time. Something to note is these two, the Discraft and the Discmania, both have almost a little lip. And it's something that is found on a lot of the Innova fairways, the ones that were like the starters, the Eagle, the T-Bird, the Thunderbird. They all have this little lip on them. And this disc doesn't have it, giving it a somewhat sharper profile. So even though the top may look similar to the Splice, the wing comes up a little bit sharper. Oh yeah. Oh boy. That Splice is beefy. I don't think the Splice truly fits in the same category as most of the other discs in that category. Same flight as the Captain's Raptor, but I grip lock the holly leaves out of that one. Jumped up here, we're at the mid pad for hole number 1. Want to put these across the water. I think I want to see, I may not be able to get the Splice there, but I want to see if I can forehand them there, flex them in there. Okay, I'm across on that one. Fireball. Straight into the ground or grass or whatever you might want to call that. But I mean, it's still flexed out and skipped. Splice. This is a 176 Neo Splice. Short of the tilt, this is the most overstable disc I own. Scared of throwing it on forehand. I'm going to backhand flex it. so beefy. And it's right at the edge of the water. Still wet though. Fireball is nice though. I like the fireball. Am I out of frame? I always feel like I'm out of frame whenever I'm here because the tripod is much shorter than I am. So I feel like I have to bend over. If you are a disc golf YouTuber, getting a tripod, you can take one of the legs off. Super helpful because then, oh come on. Then you can just fish your discs out and you don't need to grab a grabber. You have a tripod. All right, hole 8 from the short pad. Nice little backhand hyzer. Captain's Raptor first. Oh, that's a good shot. And now the splice. If it doesn't. Alright, definitely flip that. Yeah. What was your name?
Jason.
Jason's letting me borrow a fission fireball for this hole to show the difference between fission and neutron. Oh, there's a tree there. Alright, fireball, fission fireball.
Through there. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a great flight too.
Oh,
That one's parked.
that's a good flight right there.
I know it's a big jump, 8 to 15, but here we are. Throwing these all on forehand again. I'm gonna have to try to flex these a little bit to get them up there, but I'm not scared of the water, so we'll get to actually throw the splice on one. Caught a branch a little bit, but it punched through it. Oh, that's so beefy. Fireball! And that's a park job. I feel like I might have thrown the fireball a little bit harder, especially than the splice. But I've been throwing so much recently, my arm is feeling a little weird. So I don't know if they were just harder or if it was just a clean release. Hole 16, a very rarely videoed testing hole for me. I'm gonna throw these, I'm gonna try to get them all flat out of my hand, and I wanna watch how much they dump. So hopefully I can hit all of these similar enough that we can tell which one is the beefy one. I'm gonna start same order, cap wrap, splice, fireball. Okay. Beefy boy. So that one actually came out on Anheuser and fought out much faster than the Captain Raptor. That one again on Anheuser. That one does seem to fit kind of in between the Captain's Raptor and the Splice. So that's good to know. That means if I keep all 3 of them in my car, I will always have enough stability. However, what needs to be in my bag? I think right now it's still the Captain's Raptor. I think so for now. It does feel a little bit more comfortable for me, but Overmold's fun, Axiom is fun, Fireball is fun. I don't know. On 16 we got to see the dumpy forehand, and on 18 we get to see the dumpy backhand. I think I'm gonna go most overstable to least stable, or as far as I can determine what is the most stable. And I wanna see pop them flat, touch of Annie. How fast do they flex out and go left? Pretty fast. Pretty fast, the answer is. Fireball, which I think it's gonna be more of a throwable splice for most people, just because it doesn't have quite as thick of a rim. The edge is a little bit sharper, so I think it's going to be a little bit easier for people to get an overstable flight instead of just having something that dumps out of nowhere. Like, still dumps, still just spikes in, but it wanted to just kind of stay straight for a little bit longer. And now the cap wrap, which as far as numbers are concerned, this should be the most overstable, but as far as flight and wing shape is concerned, it's really not all that it's cracked up to be, but it's a great disc. Yeah. See, that one flies much firebirdier and much less splicier. It's not a baby tilt, it's a beefy Firebird, which is nice. It's kind of what I was looking for. I didn't think the Firebird was quite what I was going for. Captain's Raptor seems to be it for the time being. Fireball is a close second, actually. I'm really liking the way that Fireball flies. The view of these from the T-pad. Splice, and then Firebird, and way up there is the Captain's Raptor. Sorry, Fireball, not Firebird. Yep, they fly great. Except for you, boy, I am too weak to make you over the OB. If you're looking to find any fantastic new discs, go check out Another Round Asheville. Until next time, guys, comment, like, subscribe. Until next time, see you out on the course.